I was just taking a menu from people and walked off. They're
This,
gonna follow you now.
this menu,
Yes.
right, they're going to keep it for years. And I've just walked off with it.
Well, you're gonna go back there, aren't you?
Yeah, we are going to go back. So these carpets have been handmade by somebody in a hole, Myra said.
Yes. Oh, that's really nice actually.
Yeah. Go on,
Like
ask
it
him how
in
much
here
it is.
before,
Go on.
and no, I can't. I didn't
It's
want to
about
talk
4 or
to
5
him
grand.
about it. He's come back to his menu.
DJ, man.
Alright, I thought he's come back for his menu.
He came to sell you flowers.
They were so uncomfortable. They just started. There was 2 of them there. They just started like glancing at each other like, what should we do?
Fried calamari, beef tacos, mushroom risotto, mozzarella sticks. Mind you, we need to be looking at this because we're not going to be able to choose. Salmon and tomato consomme. They've got soup, steak salad. I'm just going to say to them what I normally say.
Why is this salad?
Bro, recommend something really good.
Oh, look, there's a sunset there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up.
Oh, the camera's not going to pick nothing up, mate.
Here you go then.
Anyways, I've got a menu.
Can I see the menu now?
You have a look at the menu. Alright, so we've come to Islamabad. We've got a little get together with fellow Brits. A brother that's been here for 3 years. So we're just going to have a meal together further up. Might not be comfortable with the camera, but currently in F6, just walking about. We're a bit early. This is Casper's, guys. And let's give the menu back. Mine decided to look now. No, you're going to choose. I haven't decided nothing. Looked at the menu, I don't know what to order. I'm going to always ask anyway, what's popular, just give me that.
You can do that. I might just have.
So this is the place we're going to eat at here. Fuko? I don't know how to pronounce it, but good reviews. I'm thinking of going to Baskin & Robbins next door and just keep opening the door and shouting boycott and let the door close and just stare at them. Do you want to give them the menu back?
Oh yeah, this menu.
Boycott. You know, people walk into what's it called, the coffee place?
Pasta.
No, the other one, Starbucks, and they just start shouting inside, you're supporting genocide, you're supporting genocide.
Oh right, as in the shouting.
I feel like we should do that. But there's nobody in there. There's nobody in there.
Yeah, what's this?
Roosters.
Stonecraft. Oh wow.
Oh, we're here. Should we go in? Artisan. Should we have a look? Noon and Co. Artisan made Stonecraft. Established 2020 during Corona. Someone had a change in the way their life went.
This group is called.
So you're on this group and it's called what? Hold it like that.
It's called Islamabad, and I saw this poster on there. Handmade jewelry, handmade crafts, like that kind of stuff.
There's 2 things. One, sinks and stuff.
Oh, I like that chair.
Do you want to go in there?
Oh, I think that's the handmade stuff.
Should we have a look at all?
Okay.
Is that-
Yeah.
Okay.
Haji Sab, he's probably saying that to you. People tend to call you Haji Sab. Anyway, do you want to hold your camera because I want to have a look around? Thank
Yeah,
you.
it seems. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Made out of brass. And this is 1.5 lakh. Literally 450 pound. What's that? Look at these lamps.
They've got a lot of lamps up there.
Huh?
Up there. Really nice.
Wow. We really liked the lamps in there. Just the look, you know, the natural stone, handmade products in there that are made really well, mashallah. Let's have a look in here. Not sure what shop this is. We got the Christmas decorations here. You said you wanted like to send the fabric and stuff, right? Bye.
Sorry, what were you saying to me? I was trying to ring you, but you were talking to me at the same time and I couldn't.
So we've got this scent. What scent is it, Myra?
It's wood.
It's a oud, yeah. So we've got oud fusion. Got this bottle for 3,190, I believe. So we're gonna use that at home, get it smelling nice.
Because we haven't found an alternative fabric, freshness, softener.
Yeah, so we'll give that a try for now. This place is really nice. I like F6, one of my favorite places. أشهد أن لا here, they're upstairs. You need to see this place. I just need to wash my hands. I'm going to show you the wood-fired pizza oven. I sound like a food reviewer. Look at that dim lighting everywhere, guys. Look at this. Stone-baked pizza oven. I can feel the heat from here. I guess that's why they've got the glass up. Even the glass is warm. Oh, so this is downstairs. We're sat upstairs. I have to be honest, I had high hopes for this place. I mean, look at the ambience, look at the fit out, look how beautiful and crisp and clean this place is. However, it let us down. The menu is very, very, very expensive. One of the most expensive restaurants I've been to. So that tells me one thing. A lot of their products are imported. And you'll see the desserts end. They're the best things that we had. The food, we didn't enjoy anything, to be honest with you. But we enjoyed the chat. And we were just talking about how, I mean, we've heard that the property prices are not as high. So for those people looking to invest in, for example, the new part of Barrier Town, which is in Islamabad, Barrier Enclave, you could be fetching something quite cheap compared to what the original prices are. So let's say something's for £40,000. You could pick it up for £30,000. So there's a big difference at the moment. But obviously, do your own due diligence and see what's best for you. This is just what we've heard, and that's what we were talking about. Then we went on to talk about family and the situation. Tomato.
Behind you got this?
You don't want to have it? Why not? In terms of family, as a Brit coming to Pakistan, I've heard this time and time and time again, and I've noticed it myself personally, that the first people that don't want you here are your closest relatives. So you can decide why that is or why they are being like that with you. They're more happy that you're in England and not in Pakistan. But they and some of the issues that come with it as well, we started talking about. Weird looking duck. Carrot sticking out and one end and the crisps on top. For me personally, the only time I heard that your family in Pakistan do not want you around is when, this is the funniest thing ever, I don't know if anyone remembers East is East. Well, they made the sequel West Meets West or something, and in there was a comment when the father goes back to Pakistan. His family, his cousins, I think they were, or his brothers, were like, you know, we'll look after your land, we'll look after your property, you just stay in England, you don't need to be here. And I remember discussing this with Myra many years ago, because when we got married, the East is East was out, and it was you could watch it online. So we watched it together a few times, and we liked it, we enjoyed it, it's quite funny. And I said to her, you know what, why, I don't understand this, why is it that people in their own relatives don't want them around? And we discussed it then, even though I had no intentions of moving to Pakistan at the time. I just found it shocking watching that in the movie. Wherever we go to Pakistan, we're always treated as kings from our family. So that's one of the things I thought, you know what, let's reenact our discussion that me and Myra had all those years ago, and talk about it again. Here. And I've heard that time and time again from so many different people, and I've witnessed it myself. So I'm not just saying this.
By our family, I mean generally Brits that come to Pakistan and to notice that the extended family here don't, you know, they're either surprised or that you're here, or they want you to go back. They're threatened that you're here, or they're angry that you're here, or they find it strange that you're here. They keep encouraging you to go back. Yeah. That's weird. And that is weird, because when they come to England, when people from here come to England, we don't be like, why have you come here? Just go, well, you do. You be like, why have you come here? Go back. Yeah, I used to do that. You know, people used to come on student visas a long time ago when they still allowed it. Now they don't, because people abused it so much. Because they'll come over and they'll try and get married to whoever they can to get their passport. They'll come over, right? And I worked with one. He came on a student visa.
and he was working 2 jobs, and you're not meant to as a student. You can only work 16 hours, so he was working more than that. Anyways, he would always tell me, because I used to pick him up in the car, he'd always say that, look, Pakistan's the best, this is nothing, England offers you nothing, England gives you nothing, there's nothing nice here, I will go back. I just bluntly said that to her, I will go back. I hear this time and time again. You come over on a student visa, because I employed a lot when I had a business. You come over on a student visa, all I hear is nothing's good in England. But now seeing it from this side, when I am in Pakistan, I know what they're talking about. It's true. Everything's much better in Pakistan. But what they were trying to tell me was, which I also agree with, is if you've got the money here in Pakistan, this is the best place to live for a overseas Pakistani. But they didn't have the money. That's why they went to England. They were hoping to go to England, get married, make enough money. What they were hoping was one day they'll return, but nobody ever does. So what Myra was going on to say is, we don't ever look at somebody who's just recently moved over to England and say, oh, when are you going back? When are you going? We never say that. We just expect that they'll stay. If they want to go back to Pakistan, they will. If they want to come back there, they will. We just don't have that expectation in our mind.
And here, some people, what it happens with some family members is that they will start to, and we've heard this a lot and we've talked about it before, but it just came up again whilst we were hanging the clothes outside. We were hanging our washing and we were just having a chat and we thought, oh, it might be nice to share it with everybody. Because, yeah, we are having a really nice time here, but us and as well as a lot of other expats are experiencing is people will turn against you. So just like when we were having our renovation, we'd have random people turning up, getting our work stopped. And, you know, there was also a family that we heard of whose children were at risk. Somebody in the family was trying to get them kidnapped. Every time they'd go to the village and stay a few days, the day that they meant to return that night, somebody would get them burgled. And it was very clear that it was happening because people in their village knew that they're returning. So we'll just, you know, clear up their house for them every time. So those kind of things happen. And also what we were discussing outside was how, you know, why is this happening? Why do people here, and I know it's not just here, I've seen it in African countries, I think we've seen some like TikToks, haven't we?
Yeah.
Where people are like, oh, so this is a land my family have been
fighting over, and it's just like barren land.
Yeah, and you know, the things that people take over, and we're like, why is this happening? Is it because, you know, that India was you know, colonized, and the people have now become that? Because, you know, we often know that people who are abused can become abusers, but we don't have that concept in Islam. We're still accountable. If as Muslims we've been oppressed, we can't become the oppressor. So we can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm poor, that person's wealthy, they're sending money from England, their house is empty, I'll just take over. Or I've you know, been here for a long time looking after it. Whilst you're looking after it, your needs have been met, your children's needs have been met. So that should be enough, but it's not. If their family return, then the people that were taking care of the property will then have a vendetta against them.
And I've heard it time and time again, and even recently when I met somebody here who stays here long term, he was a fellow Brit, he goes, every other Pakistani in England is coming over because they've got some land issue, they've got some property issue. It's just the same stories. I mean, he's in his 50s, he goes out, I keep hearing this. To be honest with you, it's a good thing that you're coming over, and it's a good thing that you're fighting these cases, because what we're trying to push out is this colonizing behavior. We're trying to put a stop to it. To make these changes, you have to come over and have to do this.
Yeah, don't forget about your land. I think Brits are often like, oh, I can't be bothered anyway, who cares? It's only, even your brothers have said, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? It's only this much rent, that's nothing, who cares? But really, you people should care, because you're kind of putting a stop to a bad behaviour, something that's sinful. People who are finding it so easy to commit this sin, as in taking over somebody's land in our communities. What issue do we have? The land, not giving sisters the inheritance that they're entitled to Islamically. What else happens? Taking the land of orphans.
Forcing people into certain marriages by blackmailing them.
Yeah, that. What's that got to do with?
Because then they take the land after.
Oh yes, they do. Yeah, they do.
How else? Look, you know, they don't just take the land by taking the land and occupying it. They get your family members married into their family and take it that way.
Yeah,
That's the long-rooted way, but it works.
Yeah, even if the match isn't right. So if it works that this couple would be good together, then fine. But if there's no match, and you're just forcing it because you want the property, yeah, in Islam you are allowed to marry. One of the reasons you're allowed to marry a woman is for, wealth, beauty, deen. I forgot the other one, character. But yeah, one of the reasons you can marry somebody is for wealth, to have a better life. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's the only thing that person's got, it's not right. So then we went on to discuss how this kind of behavior, we were like, oh, maybe it's happened because, people are taking over land because they went through, colonization, they were treated badly, years ago. And it's important to acknowledge that, but then it's still not acceptable. Then we went on to say, well, that's what happened to the Jewish people. Some of the Jewish, the Zionists, the Jewish people who became Zionists. I know it's not only Jewish people who are Zionists, but just that as an example, that, they were oppressed, and now the oppression that's taking place in Palestine is because those people were oppressed, and now they feel they have the right to something. And isn't that exactly in Pakistan? That same mentality. I know it's not, the people, us losing a bit of land or property is not the same as what's happening to the Palestinians, but the idea behind it, the mentality, those values, that we were oppressed and now we deserve this. So the people, often family members here feel like, oh well, we took care of the land, we took care of the property, so now it's ours, we should take over. And they want bad for the family who have supported them. They want bad for the children whose parents supported that family. So yeah, it got quite intense, didn't it, our discussion?
Yep. And we will have more discussions like this, guys. Stay tuned for more. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.